Alrighty, here we go. Gravity circuit, round 1 for sure. Oh my goodness. So, if you've never played Gravity Circuit before, it's very similar to Megaman X games and Megaman Zero games. What we're doing right now is we're playing the intro stage. Basically, the structure is exactly like a Mega Man game where there's going to be, or a Mega Man X game, I should say, where there's going to be an intro stage, and we have to fight we have to go through 8 main levels and fight 8 bosses at the end of each of those levels, and then there's going to be 3 final levels that kind of combine all the elements of everything we learned from the previous levels. The character we're playing as right now, his name is Kai, and he is considered the Gravity Circuit. The 8 levels we are going to go through are going to have a different circuit that has a different theme that we're going to be seeing throughout the game. In addition to that, what this character can do, he basically controls like Zero from Mega Man Zero. I personally never played any of the Zero games, but he has the ability to punch enemies. He has a hook shot he can use to grapple along ceilings and things like that. It can also be used as a long-range attack. And when we defeat enemies, they will turn gray, and while they're gray, we can pick them up and we can chuck them at other enemies. It's called Overkill, and it's really nice because enemies that we throw at other enemies will instantly kill them, and we need to defeat every enemy possible because we are doing the 100% category. Every enemy in this game drops a data chip at random for every single type and variant in the game, and we need to collect them all because we need to research them all in order to fulfill the 100% requirements. So, additionally, you can see in the bottom right, I'm collecting these things called bits. That's our currency for this game. We need to buy them to unlock different skills and stuff. Gonna grab this health upgrade here. Very nice. One thing we are going to see later in the run that I'm going to start talking about right now are burst techniques. They basically function just like smash attacks from Super Smash Bros. We have our neutral burst, we have an up burst, a side burst, and a down burst, and they're customizable between all the different burst types in the game. Intro boss here is really easy. I'm just gonna take some hits here and use my invincibility frames to do some animation cancels and absolutely shred him. The 8 main levels and a lot of the bosses in the final levels have invincibility frames, or, well, they have an invincibility system, I should say, to avoid you from absolutely shredding them like that, but it's pretty cool, and I think it's a pretty neat system. It's a speedrun proto. I'm gonna spoil the game. Why didn't it leave the time? Oh, I think it's comparing against game time. That's compare against real time. There we go. Wait, I already have splits? Cool. I didn't know I already had splits. I don't know where they came from, but they're here. All right, here we are in the Guardian HQ. This is our base of operations. I'm playing on a mode called Speedrun mode, which completely ignores all cutscenes and everything. So I had to talk to the Colonel over here, who's the one that gives us our missions, to spawn the guy that sells our burst techniques. And I added a new burst technique called Rising Upper. I'm going to be using that in the boss fight here. I accidentally deleted the intro split, whatever. Alrighty. Here we go. So this is one of the 8 main levels. This is Steelworks. In Steelworks, what we have to do, each of the 8 main levels have 8 robots that we need to rescue. They're called rescues. And we have to grab all of them. Grabbing rescues allows us to unlock more passive abilities that we can purchase from the nurse there. The nurse gives us an ability for free called Energy Absorber, which fills our burst meter. You can see my health in the top right, and right below the health, there are some green pips called the energy meter. Each burst technique takes one of those pips in order to use, and I'm playing on a special mode called Circuit Mode, which you get from beating the game one time. What I can do is that normally there are 4 health upgrades you can get in each stage and 4 energy upgrades, but in Circuit Mode, there are no energy upgrades. They're all replaced by health upgrades, and our burst attacks can consume health on this mode. So overall, it's more dangerous, but I get to use more burst attacks, especially in the early game. Because normally you have to collect the energy upgrades, of course, to use the burst techniques. But I get to do some special stuff against the early game bosses because I'm able to use more burst techniques. Burst techniques are going to be very important later on. Right now, we have only attack ones, but there are some ones that give us some passives, and I chose to do Steelworks and go to the optic circuit first because we unlock a burst technique that we can purchase from this stage that really helps us out for literally the entire rest of the run. But pretty cool stuff. I will try to answer chat if chat has any questions, because I know this is a brand new game. This game came out Came out in July of last year. And it's really cool. It also just came out with a patch. The very first thing I collected, which I didn't talk about, was a different chip. It's called a paint chip. Every single of the 8 levels has a special chip that when you grab it, you get to unlock a passive for that boss. So we won't be seeing too many of those. We're going to be seeing 2, actually 3 unique ones in this run. And the regular one actually counts as its own thing. What it allows us to do is grab more burst energy. So enemies are going to drop these orange orbs throughout the levels. And that's kind of like what charges up our burst meter to give us more green pips. Obviously, because we're in circuit mode, it's not as important, but being able to use burst energy for not health when I can is very nice, especially during the stages. But yeah, it's this is a really fun game. Big fan. So I hope you guys enjoy it as well. I know there was a lot of explaining to do, and I don't even know if I did it pretty well, but I know Rev's in the chat and can answer questions because they play this game too. It's just super fun. This run we're doing 100% is probably going to take me about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes. There's a lot of stuff to do. There was one of the rescues that we needed to collect. Some of the passes in this game are really good too, so we're definitely going to be taking advantage of that. Okay, we're gonna grab this health here just for safety. I don't expect to do super well in this run. I'm avoiding these guys for now. These guys above me do drop an upgrade, but a lot of the enemies make a return appearance in the final levels of the game, and generally because you have more stuff, by then it's easier to farm them there for their data chip. I'm gonna grab this health upgrade and restart from a checkpoint. The moment you grab an upgrade or grab a rescue, it saves. So we didn't have to climb all the way back up there, and we could just restart from checkpoint to continue moving onto the stage a little bit faster. Another reason why I want to kill stuff a lot is because you get extra money depending on how many enemies you kill in the stage. So not only do I have to kill stuff for their data chips, I have to continue to kill stuff so we can cross the threshold and get as much bonus money as possible, because you need a lot of cash to buy everything in the game. Oh. Rescue this guy. We have gambling this run? Yeah, we absolutely can. If the moderators want to say, I want to say like maybe we could start with a damage taken predict. Like if I have more or less than 20 damage taken, so 20 or less damage taken for the next level, I think would be a good predict to start off with. Oh, I missed the data chip. Thankfully, we see that guy in a bunch of levels, so I'm not worried about it. All right, here we go. So, first boss fight here. This is the optic circuit. What we're going to do, and I missed. That's fine. So what I use is I use flying strike. The burst techniques, when you use them on bosses, cause them to stagger. Now, the thing is that bosses in this game, you can only hit them a certain amount of times before they become invincible to your attacks. That's so you can't shred them like we did with the intro boss. But the thing is that if you space out your burst techniques and cancel them at the right moment, you can actually extend that meter. Or I actually think it's something like burst techniques don't actually extend the combo or cause the invincibility frames to increase at all. Because there's like a certain amount of hits that you do to increase the meter, but if you... Oh, dang, we died. That's okay. I messed up the beginning there, missing that first burst attack. The thing is, too, is that if you use 2 of the same burst technique in a row, they'll go into invincibility frames immediately. So that's why we buy Rising Uppers, so that we can use 2 separate burst techniques and not have that happen. All right, I'm going to do 3 here, and then to get rid of the rest of his first health bar, I'm going to just hit it here. Another thing I'm trying to do, which I failed horribly at in the first time we fought this guy, is not take any damage. Now, my health is going to decrease because I'm in circuit mode, and like I said, the burst techniques use health when you're out of those 2 green pips. Oh, well, I took damage here. You get an extra 2,000 bits if you get a perfect fight against a circuit, or against any boss in the game, actually. Oh my goodness, this is going wonderfully. I predicted the wrong attack there. All right, 3rd time's the charm, as they say. Try this again. Hopefully we can make up for our time loss with the perfect here. Missed him again. Just bad reading of the attacks. See this one. We're safe here. Hit him a couple times. And we can safely hookshot him from here. There we go. Phase 2. This guy is also great to do first because his DM is pretty simple to do. Not being a pro gamer again. Hey, Rex, I saw your message. Do you think you could repeat it? I'm sorry I missed it. It's just, I'm not as good at this game as I am at PO6, so I have to focus a little bit more. But I did see that you have some good news about your leg situation. But I apologize for missing that. Going Gliznorp, let's go. Since your birthday is shortly, when's your birthday, Explorer? Doo-doo. Are you a January birthday? That's pretty cool. When did I split? I think I split at the end of the victory music, but I'll just split here. It's fine. Manually splitting. What does this world come to? Okay, after that fight, so now we have stuff that we can purchase. I also got a perfect, so we got the extra bits. I'm gonna buy 2 passives called Chain Booster and Chain Dasher. They basically increase our combat prowess with the hook shot. Chain Booster just increases the damage the hook shot does, and Chain Dasher allows us to hold the hook shot button and lunge Kai toward an enemy. It's very good. All good. You're pretty good at this as well. And turns out the issue was a severe vitamin D deficiency. Oh my goodness. You gotta get out into the sun more, man. Okay, so the new burst technique I purchased is called Function Overload. Function Overload, what it does is for a certain amount of time, and you can see how long I'm in Function Overload with the meter right below Kai there. What it does is it allows us to move at 1.65 times speed. We gain an additional jump. And we break environmental hazards immediately. So those boxes normally take like 3 or 4 hits. I was able to punch them down in 1. But here we go, Highway. Highway is a pretty hard stage, especially doing this early. But the the passive upgrade we're going to get here from defeating the circuit, their paint, allows us to move faster. We're basically going to be using that one for the entire run. So I come here second so that I can use it for as much of the run as possible, even though it's really dangerous to come here right now, compared to later when we have more upgrades and stuff. I think it's going to be okay, though. We're going to find out. The only other route I've seen for 100% is they do this stage third and they do another stage second. But I still have full belief that if you played this stage well, second, it doesn't matter. Like, the benefit from doing the other stage first, so I'm basically just practicing as the second stage. The downside to Function Overload is we do take a lot more damage, which can be pretty dangerous. Unfortunately, lost that data chip. That's okay. Those enemies appear in the final stages as well. So we have 2 chances, once in the stage and once in the final stages, to get a lot of data chips from these enemies, so I'm not as worried about it. But I will not be surprised if we're going to have to do some hunting once we clear everything else out. Okay, we're gonna be super pog here, and we're gonna punch missiles out of the sky. Oh shit, I missed the health upgrade. It's probably more worth it to come back later and grab it, actually. It's pretty close to the beginning of the stage, but I passed it up on accident. Alright, here we go, mini-boss time. I think I'll have to remember to grab it after the next stage that we do. So we're gonna do this stage, another stage, and I'm gonna come back here and grab the health upgrade. Because obviously the health upgrade is important for 100%. Oh, nice. I thought that there was a bit of space. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Gonna activate Function Overload here to defeat these at once, grab the health upgrade. Defeat these enemies. A really cool thing about Gravity Circuit is once you actually start attacking the enemies, they tend to recoil just like you do. Which is really cool, because it doesn't happen in a lot of games where you take, like, knockback damage and stuff from enemies, but nothing happens to them when you attack them. Not Gravity Circuit, though. Look on the rungs. Thank you, Ultra. I appreciate it. Still be paying until my vitamin D gets back up there. Why was there a deficiency, do you think? If you're willing to ask. What's up, Zen? Welcome to the stream. I don't really need the checkpoint, but whatever. Here's Chain Booster and Chain Dasher in action. Here we can absolutely obliterate these mini bosses just by constantly spamming it. You can actually hold the button too, which is pretty nice. But as you see, my hook shot is now red, and you will see Chain Dasher a lot in the next boss fight here. Gonna use the speed we gain from being on that platform to go all the way up here and grab this rescue. Messed up this guy, then we have to come down here to get our final rescue. At least it should be. I don't think I missed any here. Whoa. Definitely don't want to die. Thankfully, death is a slap on the wrist in this game. You just restart from the last checkpoint. But in a speedrun, of course, that can be pretty devastating. Okay, nice. Come up here right before the final, right before the boss and grab that paint chip. That's the paint chip we're going to be using for almost the entire game. Let's go ahead and mess up this boss here. This is Bit, the shift circuit. He's a speedy guy. But hopefully my combos are good. Unfortunately, lost the perfects right there, but I usually don't, in my routing, count on getting a perfect on this boss fight. He's just too quick, and he, like, disappears and respawns on the field, so it can be really annoying to predict where he's gonna land and stuff sometimes, like right there. Ooh, I'm out of burst techniques. Dang it. Happens. Look on the run, thank you. We're probably gonna do 2 of these, and then I'm gonna do a New Game Plus run as well, because I want to show that off. 2. We got lots of time, so I'm not worried about it. There's Chain Dasher in action right there. Does a good amount of damage. Oh, dang. It's okay. Nice, got him. That where I live in winter are big factors. That's fair. That makes sense. I'm happy that you finally have an answer to what it is, though. That's awesome. I like this boss. He's really awesome. And his upgrades we get, we're gonna buy his paint, and we're also going to buy a burst technique. From him. When will I end the stream? We'll see. It's a long stream today, so I'm just gonna keep going. Alright. So now what we're going to do is we are going to come all the way over to Nurse, and I'm going to buy Magnetic Chassis, Energy Multiplier, and Catch Block. Energy Multiplier gives us more burst energy, so that's nice for boss fights. Magnetic Chassis absorbs, or is kind of like the charge beam from, what are the game, like Metroid Dread or the Metroid Prime games. And then I need to buy one more thing here. I forgot to purchase this. And we're going to buy Gravity Dash. Gravity Dash is a great ability. Rising Upper, Flying Strike, Function Overload, and then, I need Gravity Dash here. You can have 3 different loadouts in this game, and here's the paint we're buying, Speedy Teal, which makes us move faster, and it makes our slide faster as well. Right, Lone Stone? It's pretty great. Road to recovery now? Hell yeah, man. All right, here we go. Power Plant, my favorite music in the game, 100%. So good. Magnetic Chassis also really helps in this level because there's just a lot more enemies and like environmental stuff that drops money that's going to fly into us versus having Magnetic Chassis for Highway. The other route I see, the guy doesn't purchase Magnetic Chassis, but I mean, you have to buy it at some point anyway, and we aren't strapped for cash at all in terms of the stuff we need to actually buy for the run, so might as well buy it now, just to get a few extra monies while we're playing. Reminds me of Sima Stage 1 for Megaman X. Oh, Proto, you just wait, buddy. What's really cool about Gravity Circuit is Gravity Circuit completely indulges in its references, but it's not like doing it for the sake of nostalgia or any other reason other than that. It's just like a really cool homage. It's very interesting being a game that heavily borrows from other, like, titles and can be easily considered like a Mega Man clone or a Mega Man X clone. But, it does it so much better than those games do, honestly. Other than Mega Man X, I have a really hard time saying this game is better than Mega Man X. It's got a lot of nostalgia for me, and I also consider Mega Man X like a perfect video game, if there was one. Best community out here. Hey, I'm glad, you know? I mean, no reason to not be supportive when someone's going through hard times, you know what I mean? I play 032. I do really want to play the Zero games. I've played the ZX games, but I've never played Zero. All right, here's Gravity Dash. Gravity Dash allows us to do a short dash in 8 directions. Pretty great. It's kind of like a Shine Spark from Metroid. A little bit shorter, though, and it doesn't use our health. Well, I guess in circuit mode it does, but if we don't have any pips on our burst meter. Circuit mode's actually pretty uncommon to run this game on. I like it a lot more because it helps out in the early game. Especially because I'm not as good against the bosses as maybe other people are who have played the game for longer. Because at the time of this, the game has been out for 6 months, so... I'm just gonna go ahead and avoid that. Chest. Would have been nice, but whatever. Gravity dash up here. Avoid hitting the laser. Nice, hit this guy. And I'm just gonna run away. Benefit of magnetic chassis there. The only time stuff doesn't get absorbed by magnetic chassis is when you swap screens. So, like, if you transition into a boss room or something. Another thing I need to talk about is Catch Block. Catch Block grants us super armor, so we no longer take knockback from anything. And it's, like, basically essential to making the run fun. So, what you're seeing on the top of the screen there is I talked about how we have 3 different loadouts that we can set for Kai. You can switch between them really quickly with a hotkey that you assign. I use mine on LB, so if you see me pressing LB, that's what's happening there. All right, got those guys data chip. Grab this. Also, just like Metroid, you gain all your health back when you collect a health upgrade, which I think is really awesome. Definitely better than how Mega Man X does it with the heart tanks. You just gain like 2 health. I think it's really cool because it's like an immediate reward for grabbing a health upgrade. I'm gonna be careful here. There are a lot of enemies. It's really easy to die when you're me in this. So the thing is the disadvantage to using a paint over using the standard paint that you start with at the beginning of the game is that you gain less. The burst orbs give you less burst energy because we have to fill our meter that's right below Kai's kind of icon. See the one that says max right now? You have to fill that up from 0 to 100% every time to gain a pip on your green meter. Energy multiplier kind of negates that though, and I have no better third slot thing to use, so I might as well do that. Oh, unfortunately, I was a little late on that. Thankfully, we did that. We're currently on pace for the perfect right now. Getting a perfect on Cable here, the power circuit, is pretty good. He's a pretty... Oh, there we go. I was gonna say he's a pretty easy boss to avoid the attacks, even the DM, but I guess not for me. We've died on every boss so far. That's not a good sign. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Yo, what's up, Bear? How you doing? Welcome to the stream, dude. Sorry, I'm not very good at gravity circuits, so I'm not able to look at chat as much as I can look at chat when I'm playing like PO6 or something. So, my bad. Missed your introduction. I think we're still able to get a perfect right now. I'm just gonna use up all my health here because if you can't attack me, I don't need health. Well, there goes that. Oh, god damn it. This is the dangerous part about playing on circuit mode. DX collection's on sale right now. I can't purchase anything that I don't need right now. I can only buy necessities at the moment because I don't have any money. Which is not a beg for subs. Please, only sub if you enjoy the content. I'm just saying I can't make superfluous purchases at the moment. Oh my god, I missed the perfect again. I guess this is what happens when I'm streaming along with playing. Ugh. Alright, one more hit and we should be good. Come on, hit the damn guy. Thank you. There it is. Made it through. He's lying, he wants all our money? I don't want all your money. Because if I took all your money, then how would you live? Mesmerized by the run, good luck. I'm trying my best here. I've been practicing the hell out of Gravity Circuit this week to try to show it off in a good life, and I think I'm doing okay. X Series for the subathon? I already own both X Legacy collections. I'd be happy to play X Legacy Collection 1. Zen. No, please don't gift me games. You like the layout? I'm glad. Ooh, okay. Before we do the next stage, we need to buy one more passive. Actually, we need to buy two things. I need to buy Air Jumper. It's going to give us a double jump inherently. I'm going to buy Current Arc, which is the mini-boss killer. Okay, so I'm going to swap out Energy Multiplier on this one for that, and I'm going to switch on this one to Current Arc. Okay, next up is Patch Circuit. One and X4 are probably the best. I would say X2 gameplay-wise is really good. Is probably like almost as good, if not better, than X1. But X4, like playing X4 as Zero is pretty good. I kind of like playing as Ultimate Armor X and X4 as well. The armor upgrades in X4 are absurd, though. Like, infinite weapon ammo is, like, the best thing in the series. Alright, see you later, Pedrook. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Yes, it's Friday, chat, so don't forget to post all your Glizznorps. Goku chat will be in later, don't worry. Alright, using Gravity Dash to really quickly get the health upgrade here. You do not want to play Junkyard, which is the name of this level. You do not want to play it without Catch Block. Catch Block saves your ass on so many of the environmental hazards in this level. Catch Block is basically a necessity for playing this game, honestly. Which is kind of sad. It's probably my main gripe with Gravity Circuit is that there's so many abilities, but there's like a core few that are just so outrageously good that there's no point in using anything else. So I really like Zero and X4, but honestly, I love how Zero looks and handles in X6, even though X6 is garbage trash game. Do that. Then slide here. Another benefit of the Speedy Teal, paint. Nice. Oh, so much for being careful. The other benefit of using the Speedy Teal paint is that you can slide infinitely, which doesn't seem that useful, but it actually is quite useful, and we're going to be seeing a benefit of that in this level. We saw it a little bit in Cable's stage, Power Plant, the one we just did. But it's really useful here, actually. I guess the benefit of dying is it gives us more chances to get data chips from enemies, I suppose. I'm gonna switch loadouts here to hopefully beat up this guy. This enemy's really annoying. He's one of my least favorites. Okay, gonna come up here. There's a breakable ceiling, and we're gonna grab the armor paint for this one. I didn't talk about... Oh, am I on the wrong loadout? I am. Nice. The armor paint for... I should talk about the ones that we haven't used. The armor paint for the first stage we did, Ray, the optic circuit. What it does is our dive kick isn't replaced, but if we hold down the dive kick button, we'll actually fire a laser toward the ground, which is honestly pretty useful. And in routing, I used to grab it before doing bit stage, the second stage we did, because it was useful, because Kai like hovers in the air. So you could do some really long jumps, but the jumps that you need to make in bit stage aren't really worth it. Plus, it made the money route a lot tighter, because the only time the money is really super tight is at the very beginning. Like, now that we have what we need, we really don't need to worry about money until the end game anymore. Shit. Oh my goodness. Gonna go ahead and use Chain Dasher here. Hey, Gormless Horse, thank you so much for subscribing for 20 months with Prime Gaming. That is absolutely absurd, dude. I really appreciate the long-term support, and I'm honored to be your Prime Gaming streamer. Enjoy that gem and all the emotes that go along with it, and thank you so much for supporting the stream. All right, so here's Current Arc. Current Arc is basically a shotgun. It fires a bunch of orbs in an arc in front of Kai. And because bosses don't have invincibility frames, the closer you are, the more that will hit them, and you can just shred them just like that. That's a mini boss down. That's why I do Power Plant before this stage. Well, I do Power Plant before this stage for two reasons, as, basically when I routed this out, I looked at, like, what stages, because now we have our, oh my god. Now we have our core move kit, and anything that we purchase is either for 100% or for a niche use near the end of the game. I was like, what stage can I do between Shift Circuit and Junkyard that allows me to get Air Jumper? Because Air Jumper is the most expensive. As I talked about, the rescues that we're getting, there's 8 in each stage, and each of the passive abilities have a requirement of how many rescues you need to have, and the Air Jumper requires 8, so it's like I needed to do a full another stage that didn't really rely on having the double jump that much. And you might be wondering, like, is Function Overload now obsolete because we have the double jump? It's not, because it still gives us an extra jump, so we actually have a triple jump when we activate Function Overload. The speed boost from the armor paint that we're using does not stack with Function Overload. However, Bits paint gives us a 1.25 times speed bonus, whereas Function Overload gives us 1.65. So it's still useful to use, but it's not as necessary as it was earlier in the run, which is nice. Hopefully this can be the first boss I don't die on. I don't expect to get a perfect on this guy, though. His DM, I don't actually know if getting caught in his goop there counts as a hit, but his DM is pretty easy to get hit by. Yep, just like that. Spawns an enemy, don't care. Gonna go ahead and do this, and we can actually throw the enemy he spawns at him, which is pretty neat, and nice. No perfect, but a good boss fight. This be on AGDQ. Gordon Ramsay actually already ran this for Bargain Bin. He actually ran it the same time that I ran Silver Story in PO6 for Bargain Bin. I don't think that I will run this game at GDQ because I'd much rather run PO6 at GDQ. I might submit it for SGDQ if Gordon or anybody else doesn't. But I really hope to see it at an official GDQ. There's a run of it for Bargain Bin, like I said, and you can watch a PO6 run there as well if you're interested. All right, next stage. Oh, I forgot to split. Whatever. I'm too used to the auto splitter. But I really hope to see Gravity Circuit on the big stage, 100%. I would love to be on the couch for that too, but, you know. Probably people who are better at the game should be on the couch for that. It's really awesome, though. I absolutely plan on doing a video for this game, too. Might be coming out soon. We'll see. If I'm on schedule, I think I'll have extra time to do a video in between video releases, so... I know I've been spoiled. I hope to have an auto splitter for this game at some point. That'd be really nice. This stage is Medley's stage. It's pretty hard. I have a very tough time in this one. It's one of my worst stages. The enemies are rough. There are spikes everywhere. As you've maybe noticed throughout the game here, spikes don't kill you in one hit. They send you to the nearest, like, safe landing point, if that makes sense. So, like, if I were to get hit by spikes here, I wouldn't land back on these speakers, because these speakers are hazards that do damage. Aw, dang. I was hitting these guys to get the data chip, and then I missed the data chip, but whatever. I'm gonna forego this. It's a little bit risky, but I think we'll be okay. There are some health pickups along the way in the stage as well, so... As long as I don't take too much damage, which I'm kind of just running into shit right now, so I'm not doing a good job of that. I do have 2 energy, so I can use 2 free gravity dashes. There is a health pickup. I think that healed us to full. Maybe not quite to full. Gravity dash is really good for this stage because it's a very vertical one. Come over here, defeat this guy, and break this wall. The only real gripe I have with this stage is that all of the stages, when there's a breakable wall, there's a pretty decent indicator for where a wall is breakable. There is an indicator in this stage, like these orbs that are on the side of the walls. It's discolored when it's breakable, but it's really subtle. And that leads into one of the critiques I have where the health upgrade is hidden in this stage. I also forgot I need to go back to highway as well to grab the health upgrade there. Since I'm talking about it, I'll do it after this stage here. Whoops. Thankfully, the highway health pickup is a pretty good pickup to miss because it's right at the beginning. Not right at the beginning, but it's probably like maybe like a minute into the stage, I'd say. All right, here we go. So this rescue is pretty cool because it's a dog. It's one of 2 dogs. There are 2 dog rescues in this game, and they're both... I believe the one that we're going to get later is based off of the composer. It's Dominic Ninner. I apologize if I pronounced that wrong. But the one we're going to get later is based off of his dog, and then the one we just got is based off of the lead game designer's dog, who I tried looking in the credits, and I don't think they credit themselves with their name. I think they just called themselves Domesticated Ant Games. But they were in chat when I played Gravity Circuit previously, and they went by the name Mr. Ferriator, so if you're out there, thank you so much for making this game, because it's fucking awesome. Highly recommend playing it. It's $15 on Steam, and that is absolutely a steal. This game has so much love, attention, and replay value put into it that it's easily worth, like, 40 bucks, I'd say, to me. Like, if you're a fan of fast-paced 2D action platformers, like, you're gonna love this game. Even casually, it's a banger. Whoops. Set up. This is our armor paint. The armor paints are actually interesting because they were added in patch 1.0 that came out around Christmas time of last year. Since when do I speedrun this? This week. I never wanted to pick up another speed game other than PO6 and the Mystery Fan game, but Gravity Circuit just... drew me in way too much. Now, I won't be playing Gravity Circuit nearly as much as I play PO6 or be doing content on it a lot, but I think maybe like once a week or something I might pull it out for a speedrun, not necessarily on a Friday. But just to kind of have something a little different because this game is really awesome and I want to shill it as much as possible. Sorry, the the live stream just went down, but thankfully I'm locally recording, so on the recording people won't see it. Oh, nice. Medley is really interesting, the wave circuit here, because she seems to have, like, quicker invincibility frames, and I don't know if it's because of the springs in the stage. I was trying to go for a perfect and messed it up, but whatever. Can't recommend Hollow Knight, man. Can't recommend Hollow Knight as much as I would love to love it. Need Bonzo pixel art? Maybe. Who knows? Proto, you want to make a Bonzo pixel art? I don't know if you do pixel art. Is this on Switch? It is. Unfortunately, though, the console versions are not updated to the latest patch, which is super unfortunate. But you can buy it now. I also double dipped and bought this game on Switch, and I'm just kind of waiting for the patch to come out. All right, we need to go to Highway real quick before we do the next stage. This will be the perfect game to play portably. Absolutely. I have a friend who does, though. I don't think I could pay for pixel art right now, but if you want to give me his contact info, I might ask him in the future if he's interested. Or she. Okay, I mean, I guess I can try defeating enemies. Indie Metroidvanias are just on another level of quality. It's so good. All right, we actually have air jumper this time. I'm still going to use function overload. If only we could do this stage with this paint, but this armor paint comes from this stage, so kind of unfortunate. Punch missiles out of the air. Hell yeah. All right. Well, assuming I don't accidentally die here, we're getting the health upgrade right now. Go ahead and heal just in case. The health upgrade was right up here. I was probably in the middle of talking about something would be my guess, so I missed it. Because my brain can only do so many things at once. Thankfully, right when we collect it, we can just yeet out of here. All right, now it's time to grab our second armor paint. That I'm going to be using in the run. We have to grab all of them eventually, because part of the requirements for 100% is to purchase everything that you unlock. But in terms of actually using it for something, what this does is, if you remember, Medley in her level did a pirouette jump. This gives us that jump, and it's super good in that the pirouette jump allows us... Also, here's the second dog. That's the one that's based off of Dominic's dog. I apologize. Also, the music in this game, I think I mentioned it before, but the music in this game is fucking insane. It's so good. Dominic did a fantastic job on the soundtrack. But the pirouette jump is great in that catch block is nice in giving us super armor, but the problem with it is that it still freezes the screen for a minute as if we did take an actual hit. The pirouette jump not only does a point of damage against enemies, but pretty much every environmental hazard it completely negates as long as we're doing the jump. So it's pretty nice. Again, using function overload's ability here to instantly destroy these rocks. Fortunately, hit the spikes, but that's okay. I'll go ahead and put one up again. Gotta make sure I kill stuff. The hardest thing about 100% is absolutely getting the data chips. Nice. Because it's a random chance. Alright, see you later, Mayonnaise. Thanks for hanging out with us today, man. Okay, thankfully, now we can just kind of speed through the beginning here. I think that's 2 deaths right now. Come on. It might be 3. Well, I guess the boss fights. I forgot about those, yeah. We've had a couple. I hope you guys are enjoying this game, though, because it's really, really fun. But anyway, the point is that I grabbed the... This is the only stage I use a different armor paint that's not Bit's armor paint in, because of all of the, like, ice spikes and hazards around, and these destructible, like, mines, I guess. The pirouette jump is just really nice for it. There's a speedrunner for this game named Onyx Hunter who's way better at the game than I am, and they don't do this, but, who knows, maybe if I start getting better at Gravity Circuit, I won't use it either. Let's use function overload. These air enemies are really hard to get the data chip for because they're in really bad locations. There's one thing that I don't like is the data chip just like falls and gets destroyed by hazards and stuff, which is extremely aggravating when you're trying to collect them of these harder enemies like these guys. But it's part of the challenge, I guess. We're at very low health. I'm definitely going to heal at the next checkpoint, assuming we don't get a health drop. Enemies can drop health, as well as these crates that I'm breaking that give us money sometimes. That guy. It's part of the vision, I suppose. Fine. Doo-doo. Special World is killing me? Ooh, that makes me excited. Is it like the final level of the Special World? Because I've been playing the Special World as Haley and I have been going throughout Mario Wonder. So, and I say I've been playing Special World because those were definitely not designed with 2 players in mind. You spilled Coke on your keyboard? No, dude, that's such a shame. Oh, damn it. Oh, that sucks. Now we have barely any health. Go. So I specifically put function overload on my down burst because you can actually cancel the activation of it with a slide. It's pretty tight timing though. But obviously it can save a little time, and I like having other stuff on the other 3 bursts, so down is just naturally the best one to have for function overload, I think, anyway. So it works out that that's a thing that happens. Nice spike hitbox, yeah. I think it's the case just like in Mega Man games where the spike hitbox is actually a square, even though it's visibly a triangle. I could be wrong about that, though. Over here. Ugh. Careful, Philip, we kick toddlers around. Okay. Get a nice talk break here, goddamn. Been going. Grabbing another rescue here. These platforms are well, they're not unique to this stage, but they're part of one of the gimmicks of this stage where standing on them causes them to lower because you're a heavy motherfucking robot. Alright, let's do this. With the pirouette jump, it's actually pretty reasonable to get a perfect on this guy, but with my luck this run, I don't know if that's going to happen. Blade here is kind of the hardest boss, specifically because he's in flight all the time. So he can be hard to hit. His DM's really easy to avoid, though. DM stands for desperation move, if you didn't know. Well, it takes the pressure off, I guess, not getting the perfect. The perfects are really important for 100%, honestly, when you can get them, because an extra 2,000 bits per stage just saves some grinding for later. Like Kingdom Hearts? Yeah, the sort of, like, revenge mechanic, like, the boss combo thing is sort of like the revenge mechanic from Kingdom Hearts, as well as the desperation move and stuff. Doo-doo. Yikes. 48. We still got 2 more to go. Wow, 1 enemy away from getting the maximum bonus on the enemies there. Nice. Okay. Now I have to switch back to Speedy Teal. We're going to be using this for the rest of the main story. Favorite pizza place? Papa John's is pretty good, but I gotta take it to Stefanina's, which is not quite a chain, but also, like, not quite local either. Very good pizza. Yeah, it's St. Louis style pizza, so anyone not from St. Louis will probably hate it, which is like the really thin pizza. But unlike Emo's, they actually put sauce on their pizza. Even though I really like Emo's too. Like, it's an actual pizza. Alright, break circuit stage. This is our, like, ore mine, armored armadillo type stage here. We got all these breakable ground, pieces of ground construction equipment things. Function overload is really great for this purpose because it destroys them instantly. But we don't need it most of the time, assuming I don't get hit by spikes here. Also, a nice thing I do is to get rid of environmental hazards quickly, function overload or otherwise. A great thing to do is to mash A and X at the same time, or whatever controller you're using, you mash the jump and the attack button at the same time. Emo's, IMOS. No, not emo like the goth people. Yeah, who knows? I mean, I would imagine there's probably some goth people out there who are good at cooking. Also, in this stage, we have ride armors. Literally, just like the ride armor from Megaman X, it's just got drills instead of hands. Literally it. We're gonna need this ride armor for both. A very nice thing about it is it has its own health bar, just like the ride armors in the X games, so... I can go on spikes. You don't actually need the armor there to go here. I could just use a gravity dash. But the armor just makes things nicer and it helps preserve our health in that section. Put a gravity dash there, whatever. A function overload here. Probably not necessary, but whatever. That's true. There are drill hands on X2 ride armors. Forgot. It's been so long since I played X2. Whenever I go back to the X series, I pretty much play like 1, and if I'm feeling like playing 0, I'll play 4. I do think for the eventual gravity circuit video I'm gonna do, though, I'm gonna play through X1 through X6, probably. Probably gonna play X6 with save states, though. And absolutely use 0 for the Ensuizon, I think is what it's called. That glitch from Rainy Turtleoid stage. I actually quite like X6 when you're invincible. The Gate stages are absolutely horrible, though. I will not defend them at all, and the boss fight against Gate is terrible as well. But I don't mind most of X6, honestly. I actually really like the armors that Mega Man gets, too. Oh, wow, we go all the way back here. Sucks. Okay. Like X6 when I break it? Well, as I gotta say, I'll take a some call me Johnny-ism here, is that if the game cheats, I cheat back. And X6 is absolutely one of those games. Play X7 for content? No. If it hasn't been obvious, I only like playing games I enjoy. The only exception I'll make is Sonic games for money. That's it. The only exception. As if it were up to me, I would never play the original 06 on this channel ever, but I've done it twice. Probably gonna end up being 3 times pretty soon here. I can see if Solaris was fun, though. Came up with a great idea with dodge slider. Yeah, the thing is like... I don't know. I like having, magnetic chassis better. A dodge slider isn't a bad idea. You like X8? X8 is a weird thing where I actually really like the game, but I don't like a lot of the Maverick stages. Optic Sunflower is pretty good, and the Trilobite stage is pretty good. I can't remember the full name of the guy. But like the Manowar stage, not that great. Was the 1,000 sub goal during the subathon? Yeah, maybe for the 24-hour stream I might do that again. I don't know though. Because there's a new goal now where it's 1 million subs for me to 100% 06. On Stelmo 98, not the Stelmo show. 1 million subs on the YouTube to 100% 06. Because that sounds miserable and it'd probably take me like an entire month's worth of streams to do. And I'm gonna lose my fucking shit at like end of the world. It's gonna be miserable. Alright, now that we actually are starting to get a lot of the health upgrades, we're gonna absolutely trash on the bosses now, because I don't have to be nearly as careful with the burst techniques, because I can use a lot of them now. This is where circuit mode, like circuit mode is really good at the beginning and really good at the end. It's kind of the mid-game where like normal mode is much better than circuit mode, because I can just juggle this guy. You can't do this normally. And he just can't attack. Got a perfect though. A hard one to get a perfect on, because he has He has attacks that spawn blocks that are really easy to get hit by. I'm friends with people who like secret rings. Yeah, Channel of Sonic likes secret rings too. It's almost like that you can like different games, and that's okay. Doo-doo. What do you guys think of the layout, by the way? Do you like it? I know it's pretty similar to the PO6 layout. I was gonna try to have horizontal splits on this layout, but that did not work out too well, so. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. 10 out of 10 for the layouts? Hey, I'm glad you like them. I think they're pretty good. Amazon, if you're still here, do you still want me to make you a layout for your stream? Or multiple? All right, here we go. Hash's stage. Great stage, terrible boss fight. This is my least favorite boss in the game. But really cool stage. It's this place is called Warehouse, but it's more of like a digital zone. Really neat aesthetic. Okay, so armor paints. I talked about Optic Circus armor paint. Obviously, we know about Medley and Bits armor paints. Cable's armor paint, what it does is your standard attacks will now fire out like little electric projectiles, which is really good for the main stages, but terrible for boss fights. Also, I'm trying to farm this guy for that chip. Very nice. Now we don't have to worry about that anymore. Okay. I have to be careful here. Come on. Nice. Okay, this is going to get us this rescue. I mean, with Gravity Dash, we don't really need the switch there. But whatever. Alright, gonna come up here. We need to hit this blue switch and then come back down. Above this checkpoint, if we use a Gravity Dash. Normally, you hit that red switch, too, to spawn blocks to wall jump off. But we don't need to do that. One more Gravity Dash. Have to hit this switch again. So that these blocks here are gone. Then I need to hit this blue switch. And get rid of those blocks and dive kick down here to get a rescue. Grab dash. Only gonna use one. I like to use one because when you're in circuit mode, you can get very carried away with using gravity dashes everywhere and lose quite a bit of health. A lot. And there are lots of spikes in this stage, so I definitely want to beat. I do that every time. Almost at 15K YouTube subscribers across both channels. Yeah, wrecked. Don't forget, I have two channels now. I have Stelmo98, which is the main channel, and then I have the Stelmo Show, which, if you're watching the run right now, you're on that channel. Like the paint that gives you the laser? Yeah, that's the optic circuit paint. It's the first guy we did. Pretty cool. But yeah, when it comes to sub-goals, it's probably going to be sub-goals for the main channel, because I have a feeling that the main channel is going to surpass the Stelmo Show quite quickly. I mean, we're already at 1,000 subscribers, and it's only been like... Or we're well over. It's at like 1,200 subscribers, and it's been a week and a half, so... Especially if I keep grinding out like shorts content and stuff, I have no doubt that we're going to pass the threshold real quickly. Both channels get 500K? I guess it can. Just for you, Proto, I'll allow it. If the Stelmo Show gets to 500K, I'm doing something real right. A good surprise, second channel, more content. Yeah, that was the main reason. Like, if I had to boil it down to one reason, it was more content. Was why I split the channels. Two mods loitering in chat, as per usual. I get it. Rev thinks the streams are too corporate, so they can't be here. Rev usually lurks, though. Didn't need to do that last one. So, in this section, there are 4 of these little micro areas that we have to do. And we have to break a key in each of them to unlock a lock to progress forward. The nice thing, though, is that once we break the key here, we can actually reload from the checkpoint. And we skip the teleport animation as well as the key animation of it unlocking the door. So we can just move straight to the next one. There's a rescue in each of these sections as well. If you see me pressing the Y button to activate the hook shot instead of RT on the controller inputs, that is because there is an option in this game. It's part of like the assist controls. So is the loadout switching, the quick loadout switching. But it's part of the controls that you can have it to where you can set a button to force the hook shot to angle upward, which is really useful, especially if you play with joystick instead of D-pad. Grab this data chip. This, and then, whoops. It's almost like pit strat. Almost like pit strat. Pit strat the goat. Whoops. Got a little too excited there to throw that guy. Checkpoint. We got your channel. I would not recommend naming your child after me. Glad you like the channel, though. I've really, really been trying to push the content because I don't have any money, and that's how I make money. So... But the thing is that, like, now that I know how well I can do, like, that's the curse, right? It's like, you really push yourself to do well, and now that's your minimum standard, so you have to continue to improve upon that. But, I love improving. It's intoxicating for me. For constant improvement, so... It's a good thing. It reminds me of Titanic Monarch. Who knows? Maybe there was some, Sonic Mania influence. I wouldn't be totally surprised. Mr. Ferriator did say that they haven't played a Sonic game, I don't think. Or maybe they have played Mania. I think maybe Mania was the first one they played or something. We're just gonna do this normally. Avoid all these. Get this guy. That guy. Get this guy. Get hit by him, as per usual. And we're gonna go back and hit that switch. It's gonna unlock a chest at the end. Stelmo, even chat agrees Stelmo is a good name. I mean, I like the name. Like, Stelmo is a real life nickname for me. That's why I went with it. What's our IGT right now? I hope it's like 50 minutes, or else this is like really bad. 52? Yikes. Yesterday when I was practicing, I finished all 8 circuits here at 40 minutes, so we're pretty behind. That's okay. It's the first run. It's a benchmark run. Oh, whoop. He's watching the YouTube. That's why I do both. Whoops, accidentally used 2 of the same. Fun. Yeah, Hash here, least favorite boss. He tends to go around the screen a lot. There's not a lot of opportunities to hit him, and it's very easy to take pot shots in this fight. Like that. And have to redo it. The symbolic run, yeah, exactly. What I really appreciate, though, is when you die, it's very quick to get back into the action. Yes, he laughs at you, too. He's an asshole. Like me. Oh, I thought I did a flying strike. Well, okay. He's also really hard to combo, too, because he falls off screen a bunch. Like that. Alright, we're just gonna get up close and personal here with him for the remainder of this health bar. His DM, at least, is pretty easy to avoid. He's invincible right now. Oh, damn, he's got 2 hits left. And he's all the fucking way up there. What? Bruh. He started his DM immediately. That's some BS right there. Ash was pretty easy to me. Good for you, Mikhail. I'm happy for you. Yeah, streamer, it wasn't too big of a problem for me. 'Cause I'm just a god gamer. This just in, people can have different experiences with the same medium. Rare. It's a new news article, I heard. Yeah, dude, everyone's 2-year-old cousins. I haven't said that in a while. 2-year-old cousin strikes again. Yeah, dude, my 2-year-old cousin beat Hash in 2 seconds. What are you doing, bro? Come from the Washington Post? It must have. This is so bad. I hate this boss fight so much. There we... Oh my god, I did it again. I fucking fat-fingered the up. There we go. Actually doing some damage for once. I think it's cool that all of, like, the DMs and stuff have their own names, too. It's the other circuits burst techniques, which I think is pretty neat. Hey, let's... Oh, a perfect, too! I've never perfected Hash before. That really was a 3rd time's the charm on that one. Hog. Do-do-do. Alright, so that is all of the circuits done. Now we have the final levels. What I'm actually going to do right now, because of my run yesterday, I forgot to do this. You have to do a certain action with every character in the Guardian HQ in order to get a character chip for them, which is part of 100%. And I forgot to get the mission guy. Mission guys one. Okay, everything stays right there. Everything stays right there. Yes, we don't need anything right now. Okay, sorry, I forgot. So story-wise, the dude who's been giving us the burst techniques, we'll find out what's actually going on with him in the next level. I need Heavenly Pile Drive, and then this one needs Heavenly Pile Drive. And then I'll worry about the rest when we actually get to the boss fight. Here we go, Arc 1. Nice, Mattios. Just want to let you know, like, I'm happy for you, man, doing YouTube stuff, but don't just come into the stream and do that. Don't worry, Mikhail, I got it. Alright, here's Arc 1, also known as Sigma 1, so Proto, if you're still here. Arc 1 literally has the same opening and is very similar level design-wise to Sigma 1 from Megaman X. Alright, in the Arc levels, since they are the final levels, they mix and match all of the gimmicks from all the stages we played through, as well as the enemies, so... basically, my goal is to kill everything in sight in these levels now that we're really beefed up, so... also, it's beneficial for us to defeat enemies, like I talked about, to get more money. And, we're gonna need to grind for money, so... Switching the audio shattering to pieces? Oh no. The checkpoint. Alright, so here we go. Seeing some gimmicks from Optic Circuit stage here. Well, some enemies from Highway. And here we go. Power Circuit time. We're gonna be seeing, it's not like, oh, here's the Power Circuit gimmick, and then it's over and we never see it again. We're gonna be seeing the gimmicks in all of the Arc levels make a return. Okay, this This is kind of scary. Don't have much health. Okay, gonna go in a secret hole here. There's a bunch of money. And there's something we're gonna pick up in the post game in this little secret area as well. That was really unfortunate timing. I think there's some health upgrades here. Okay. Use a function overload because it's really nice having a triple jump for this section. Health pickup. Nice. I'm gonna go ahead and come back and beat up this guy. Activate another function overload. Oh, I was hoping to land right on top of the laser, but whatever. Do this instead. Catch block being a goat here. I'm gonna go ahead and heal at the next checkpoint, which is right here. Okay. Right here, gravity dash. That's me using it in an angled direction, which we haven't really seen yet. Gravity dash is just really good for the vertical sections. You can use it horizontally, but it's not as good because Kai just moves so fast, especially with its thing. Anyway, so nice. I'm no longer a robot. Let's go. Oh, shit. Fine. Probably could have gravity dashed. I just get way too flustered. It's like gravity dash is the answer, and we'll save our skin most of the time, but I just kind of forget, honestly. It's so easy, like, when you're watching the game that it's like, oh, that's the obvious thing. When you're actually playing, it's like, uh-oh. All right, here we go. Boss time. Who's it gonna be? So it turns out the character that was giving us all these burst techniques actually was the former gravity circuit. So while we were picking up, or while we were defeating all of the circuits in the other stages, we were picking up the emblem on their forehead. And that was like the circuit, like the source of their power, I guess. And the gravity circuit, which is the one that's on our forehead, this guy used to be it, and then he got defeated in like the war or whatever. And a nameless robot came along, and the gravity circuit attached itself to it, which was Kai. And Nega here was the previous one, so he's testing our resolve if we can actually defeat the commander and end the war. So it's basically a mirror match, and it's a pretty fun fight too. It's two phases, I guess. One with 2 health bars, and the last one with 1. And he basically just uses, you know, what you'd expect for a mirror match. He uses a lot of your techniques against you. Pretty cool. Oh, I'm out of water. Redeem hydrate? I don't have any water. I'm gonna have to get it after this run. Because unfortunately, a very nice thing and also a detrimental thing when it comes to speedrunning this game is they added a speedrun mode, which I enabled before I started the run, which is something that I think should be in every game ever. Not for speedrunning, but just for replaying the game. Because it completely eliminates all of the cutscenes, all of the dialogue and everything, and it's literally just gameplay, which you've been seeing throughout this speedrun here. It's so nice. Should be in literally every game ever. Because, like, it's not even like the cutscenes play and you can, like, mash through them or you can press a button to skip them. Like, they just don't play at all. It just goes to the next, whatever sequence or flag that it triggers. Very, very nice. Keeps the game flow up so good. Like, you don't even have to call it speedrun mode and shit. Like, just whatever the fuck they want to call it should be in your game. Real good mode. Donna Zero? I've never heard of that game, but good for it. Automatically on my top 10 list, just because of speedrun mode. Okay. gonna go ahead and refill here. So this is where these guys, you can defeat a lot of them. There's like 7 or 8 of these guys here. So this is where I like to kind of farm their thing. If I don't get it, I'm just gonna take some damage and then they'll all respawn and I can hit them again. Because I think this is the last time we see them. Not sure. I'm actually gonna reload from checkpoint here. Because it's really annoying to get these guys if you don't farm them here. Ow. Fast-paced platformer, let's go. Fast-paced platformers are kind of good right here. Come on, man. I have played Overclocked. I enjoyed my time with it. I actually have the VOD of me playing Overclocked on the Stelmo show. If you want to watch it. There we go. All right. Move on. I'm gonna grab this health. Arc stages, they don't mess around. They can be pretty damn tough. They're really cool, though. The thing is that I usually, when I replay Mega Man games, honestly, I play through, like, the 8 Mavericks, and then I skip the Sigma stages, because I don't really think they're that fun. Other than X1 is kind of okay. But, like, the arc stages in this game are so fun. Oh, shit. I even pressed the Y button to force it to go up, but it angled instead of going straight up. Straight up! Sigma is the, like, evil dude in Mega Man X games. Bless you! Alright, this guy I know we don't have the data chip for yet, so hopefully we'll be able to get it here in the arc levels. I think they show up pretty frequently, so I'm not too worried. This one's way too dangerous to farm, so I'm missing. Gonna bypass that guy. Function overload here. Triple jump, very useful in this section with all these moving platforms. Wish I could farm these two, but that's too dangerous as well. Our stage 3, like in terms of being brutal or in terms of being awesome? I hate to say that Arc Stage 3 has my least favorite part of the game. I hate it so much. Like the last thing you do before the final boss, too. In terms of being awesome, I think I like Arc Stage 2 the best, to be honest. But all the Arc stages, all the stages in this game are good. Okay, so what we're about to do here, I'm going to make a third loadout, and I'm going to add Nullifying Layer, which halves our damage from enemy attacks. I'm going to add Repair Enhancer, I'm going to add Air Jumper, and then the techniques, I'm just going to use the techniques we've been using the whole time. It doesn't really matter. So it should be Gravity Dash, Rising Upper, Flying Strike, and Current Arc. So this is the boss rush. However, it's not how you would imagine a Mega Man boss rush. This is the crystal circuit. So what it's going to do is it has this initial phase where it just like fires shit at you. Also, this guy has no invincibility frames, which is pretty nice. What this is going to do, if I didn't explain too, Repair Enhancer, what it does is it increases the amount we recover from health upgrades. What it does is you beat it down and then it refills a health bar and uses attributes from one of the circuits, and then it sends you into a rematch with it. The enemy circuits only have one health bar, and they immediately start with their desperation move. However, if you're able to use Heavenly Pile Drive before they get the chance to use their desperation move, you skip it. And this is where circuit mode really saves time, because normally, again, you only have 6 pips, and there are 8 bosses, and you have to use 2 moves, because you normally have to use like a gravity dash to get to them, and then you have to use Heavenly Pile Drive to skip the desperation move. Because we're in circuit mode, it doesn't matter, and we get a heal every single time we go back to the crystal circuit to do the next boss. So we get to just destroy these guys, hopefully. It's a pretty awesome sequence to play through. Plus the loadout switching just makes shit super fun. I'm gonna play it safe here. Normally I would current arc against this, but given how well I've been playing this run, I'm gonna keep as much health as possible. Nullifying Layer is also great for this. Nullifying Layer does not lower the amount of health that is taken when you use a burst technique, but it's really good against the circuit or whenever you take damage just because of how many boss fights we have to go through. If you die during this boss, you get a checkpoint every 2 refights. So we would have to refight Medley, but we wouldn't have to refight Bit or Crash, thankfully. Right now. And then after we defeat Cable here, we wouldn't have to refight him either. On hard mode, so there's not really much of a difference. I haven't talked about it at all, but there's like easy and hard mode. Basically, the only difference is the amount of damage that you take. And a few, I think there's a few other things. I'm not entirely sure. It's mostly just the damage you take. So thankfully the speedruns are done on normal mode because normal mode is unsurprisingly a really good balance between like the run, like the actual bosses and damage that you take from being too easy, versus hard mode where things are just ridiculously difficult. I believe on easy mode, you get a checkpoint in this fight after every fight you do. On hard mode, originally it was supposed to be every 4. So you would only get 1 checkpoint in the fight, but with how much fucking damage you take on hard mode, like, so Gordon Ramsay, who's well known around here, well, this Gordon Ramsay, not the chef, but he's a speedrunner. He speedran 06 and he speedran P06. He's actually a beta tester for this game, and he suggested to the developer that was a really bad idea. Oh, I used the wrong loadout. Rip. That's okay. Thankfully, of all the desperation moves, Raze is pretty quick. Reminds me of one boss from Kirby. Is this a spoiler? No. I really wish, though, that they did the Megaman X thing, especially since Mr. Ferriator, again, who is like the lead developer and animator for this game. I really wish that they went for the Megaman X route, because his favorite, or his first game, I think, was Megaman X, which is why there's a lot of, like, specifically Megaman X1 references. I wish they referenced the boss rush, though, and had you fight the bosses throughout the level, because that's the coolest part of Mega Man 1 and Mega Man X that they never redid, is they made it to where you do the boss rush throughout the stage, which I think is way cooler than doing it all in one shot. How he immediately combos the bosses to death. It takes an understanding of... of the revenge meter and like the desperation moves. Using burst techniques. So like I'm doing here, each burst technique, you can see the boss is not invincible. He goes invincible if I use every hit a flying strike, but if I cancel out the last hit of flying strike, it doesn't go invincible. And I can use, rising upper, and then I can use it again. There we go. That was a very good crystal circuit. But it takes practice. It takes a lot of practice. Very good. I can't do it nearly as good as Gordon can. Well, because, you know, Gordon beta tested the game, of course, so... He's got, like, a year of experience where everybody else has 6 months. And me, I've been playing this game for a week. And I can't say... I really shouldn't complain about how well this run is going, having only played it for that long. Do-do, do-do-do. Alright, last stage. Here we go. Last stage of the main game. Obviously, this is major spoiler territory. It's a speed run. I don't know what you expect. So if you don't want to see the last part of the game, I recommend leaving now. One, I think? Yeah. Alright, here we go. Here's this guy. I hope there are more of those guys. I might have to farm him. But at least I know he's at the beginning of Arc 3. If there aren't more that we get throughout the stage. So, The gimmick of Arc 3 is that Nega helps you out here. There are 8 paths in total that you have to go down, 1 to the left and 1 to the right, and we do it 4 times. You only have to do one of them, and then Nega does the other one. Go left every single time, please. Even if you're first playing the game. The right paths are not only slower, but they're also harder than the left paths. So, always go left. There's no, like, story difference at all for choosing the different path. As far as I know, I guess. Then we do it again. I think I'm gonna have to farm that orb shooter dude. Probably. That's okay. Farming a few enemies obviously isn't great, but, well, I'm still largely learning how to do this, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Having to farm a few enemies is the least of the things I need to work on with this speedrun. Not dying is a top priority. As you see, combining the elements here, we got the bombs from mountains and the blowable or explodable crates from Steelworks. Here, pretty cool. Left once again. This one is a fairly easy one. Especially with function overload giving us that triple jump. Oh, don't want that. Nope. Alrighty, least favorite part of the game right here, the 4th of the split paths. This sucks so much. I hate it every time, and I always hate that it's right at the end. Actually, I'm glad it's at the end, because that way I have the most stuff. If I'd have to do this type of shit earlier in the game, I would hate it. Well, I still hate it. So, the thing is here is there are these disappearing blocks that we have to destroy, kind of like in Crash's stage. And some of them are spikes. And it is really easy to get hit by them and get sent back. In fact, it is incredibly easy to do that, and it is so unbelievably annoying when it happens. Ooh, I almost hit the spikes there. It wasn't bad. Okay. Oh, dang, I slid. That's okay, we were sent back right here. Not a problem. Only hitting the spikes once. That was pretty dope. And it wasn't even a bad spot. Alright, here we go. End of game time. Well, end of the main story. There's still some stuff we gotta do afterward. Alrighty, here we go. So this is the fun part where we get to slide. Whee! The best part of the game. Oh man. Okay. So final boss time. So this dude was the Colonel. He was the guy who gave us all the missions, but it ended up that he was being mind controlled by the big bad evil dude that's basically the Sigma of this game. I'll switch to current arc there. Don't need it right now. This dude, he's gonna use some burst techniques and some moves from previous bosses. I don't actually know if it's like him fighting you. Like, he's being mind controlled, but I don't know if this is just abilities that he has normally. And then in the second phase, he's gonna get this burst shield that you can either break by doing a couple regular attacks, or doing one burst attack will break the shield as well. Going ham on the burst techniques, because we're gonna get a full charge after this. This is where Energy Manipulator is really nice, because we're using Speedy Teal, which doesn't have that. Then we immediately go into the next phase. If you like Megaman X1, this is gonna look really familiar. Here we go, Commander Circuit time. He's got 4 main attacks. He does a lot of shockwaves and fires a lot of projectiles. He's honestly not too difficult of a final boss, though. What I am going to do is I'm going to change... I'm going to change this. I'm going to sub out Magnetic Chassis for Chain Booster here, just because the chain is really nice. I'm also going to switch out Catch Block for Nullifying Layer, just so we have more health against this guy. Basically, what we have to do is we just have to punch him in the head a bunch for phase 1. And hopefully not take a lot of damage. Nice. Hit him there. He's going to give us some burst stuff. And then phase 2, what we have to do is we can use a burst technique to open this eye immediately to get a couple hits in. I'm going to do it again as well here. It's kind of like the burst shield we just had in the Colonel fight. Damn it. Didn't want to take damage there. I was a little too reckless. I'm pretty low on health now. We still got a whole phase to do, so I'm going to play this a little bit carefully. Okay. Third phase, what we have to do is he's going to spawn enemies, and we have to pick them up and throw them into the core to open up the eye. And this is where Nullifying Layer comes in, like, real handy. As it may seem like I don't have a lot of health, but I actually have a decent amount. Like, I can take, like, 3 more hits and he's almost dead. And Dunzo! That was the main story, but we still got some more stuff to do. For 100%. Hour 30? That's how long I would like this entire run to be, but all those deaths definitely didn't help. Doo-doo. Let's go. I guess I'll just do that when I go to the next screen. It gives us a nice game complete screen. We have 60 of the 80 research compendiums. That's actually really good. That's most of the enemies, which is nice. One thing I do actually need to do is open up the research compendium to figure out what I missed. But what we're actually going to do first is we're immediately going to go back into Arc 1. Now that we're in the post game, some stuff unlocks for us. The first one being there's a new item that we can grab in the first Arc stage here. So I'm going to switch this back. I'll keep Nullifying Layer on. Actually, we'll do Magnetic Chassis just to get a few more things. Live Function Overload. I'm not too worried about getting bits here, because we're absolutely going to have to grind to buy everything. So the amount that I'm going to get from doing this is not very much. Thankfully, at least from what I know, the best place to grind for bits is the intro stage and then get a perfect on the boss fight, because then you can get like 7,000 bits at a time from all the bonuses at the end. Okay. $45,000, yeah. We probably need 15 more thousand bits here. So probably what I'll do is just commit to doing the intro stage twice before I start purchasing everything. Except for the armor paints, because we're going to have to go to the armor paint screen before we go to the intro stage. So just buy all the armor paints there, but I'll wait to buy everything else still later. Alright, if we go back here, I will grab these chests though, because they have a lot for us. Whoops. Snag this, and now there's an armor paint here with the level. Mania Plus is coming to mobile. Hey, that's awesome. And we'll run this way. And buy this paint. This is stained purple. It's Nega's armor paint. If it wasn't obvious because we were in Arc 1. And it's going to be used to help us out in the boss rush. When you beat the game, you get access to this. And we have to fight every single boss we fought in the game. Thankfully, it's a lot easier since we're maxed out and we're using a post-game armor paint. So things are going to die very quickly. This is the only part that kind of sucks about doing 100% now that the armor paints exist, because we're going to get another armor paint from this, from doing this, and we literally do a boss rush in Arc 2, and then we gotta do a boss rush again. Thankfully, it's a little bit easier because the Crystal Circuit, we don't have to do the boss refights during that, and we also fight Colonel and Commander separately, so their fights are a little bit easier. But what Nega's paint does is, I'll try to show it off here when we get to the desperation move for Ray, is what it does is what we can do is hold down and the hookshot button to grab a block from the ground, and we can either throw that block or we can hold the X button to blow it up, and that's going to boost the power of our next burst attack. So now Rising Upward did a bunch more damage against Ray there. Additionally, what it does is, for the third phase, Nega used a ability called Last Resort, which basically is kind of like Last Chance, or I think it's called like Second Chance from Kingdom Hearts. It's essentially that. So in case I'm about to die or something, it really helps there. Yeah, Nega's armor is pretty good. Yeah, once more, that's what it's called. Not bad. Yeah, this is pretty easy. Again, like all the boss fights are pretty easy because for all the bosses we didn't have full health for, and now we do, and we can spam a lot more burst attacks. Plus the, getting to charge up our next burst attack after the DM to just do a shit ton of damage is really nice. Unless you mess it up like I did right there. And accidentally flying strike the enemy instead of Trace because this boss fight is awesome! Come on. Fucking beat him up. You can do all of these under 30 seconds. Plus what? I'm not sure what that means. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Whoops, I accidentally clicked Trace again. Because I'm good at this game. I think we're gonna get sub 2 hours here, even with all the mess ups. Alright, Blade's up next. Means the opposite of minus. Thank you, brother. Very informative. I suppose I walked into that, didn't I? I'm gonna actually do this. I switched loadouts there to enable magnetic chassis and grab the burst meter. There we go. Ooh, shaving that health bar. $34, pretty good. The only one I can't really do around 30 seconds is hash, because I hate hash with every fiber of my being. I'm trying to think what armor paints didn't we talk about while I was doing this. We talked about Ray, we talked about Cable. Trace, the patch circuit, the one in the junkyard. That one, what it does is when you use a burst technique, you gain a little bit of life back, which is great on circuit mode. The thing is that it's just only beneficial in boss fights and not during regular levels. So it's not really worth it based versus the movement speed we get with Bits armor. Additionally, or not additionally, that's all for that one. Medleys we talked about, Bits we talked about. Crashes, what it does is it extends our hookshot range, and we can also hold down to fall faster, as well as our dive kick does a lot more damage. Hashes, if we press up and A, we get to teleport, kind of like he does. There's a cooldown on it, kind of like how there is an indicator on the cooldown for function overload. There's an indicator for the cooldown on that one. That's a pretty sweet one. And we talked about negas, of course. Trying to think of what else. I think that might have been every single one. Oh, Mountains. Blades one, what it does, it allows you to do a slide in the air, kind of like the air dash from X3. Or X4, actually. Which is nice, and it stacks on top of the double jump, so you can do a jump, double jump, or if you have function overload, you can do a triple jump. And then, ooh, 33, nice. We could do, double jump, triple jump, slide. Pretty crazy. A lot of airtime there. I think that's every single one. In terms of the 8 main paints. And then there's 3 extra ones, and one of those was Nega, which we already talked about, like I said. And we'll talk about the other 2 after the boss rush here. Nice. Stupid spring. Unfortunately, you aren't rewarded bits for this. I think it'd be kind of cool that if you get a perfect in the boss rush, you would be awarded bits, but I suppose that the devs didn't think so. I believe the boss rush is added in 1.0. You can't do this in the original launch version. Do 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 do. Really hope, I know I haven't been playing super duper well in this speedrun, but I hope if you haven't gotten the chance to try Gravity Circuit and you like action platformers, I hope at this point I've convinced you of its awesomeness. Because this shit is so good, and I'm going to do as much shilling as I can for this game, because I would just love to see the developers get a ton of support. That was a really good fight. I don't think it was a perfect, though. It might have been. Oh, good damage. Do-do-do. Ash time, my favorite. At least this is the last time we have to fight him in this run. Unless I wanted to use him to grind for bits for some reason. I don't know if I want to make like a new custom loadout that allows for double jump in his fight. I think I'm going to use the boosted burst on a flying strike here. Damn. A little too slow. Once you defeat the boss, any projectiles that overstay their welcome are destroyed. Or they don't do damage to you, I should say. So it doesn't matter. But that projectile was coming for me. Alright, time for the arc refights. I want to be careful here because we do have to fight 3 health bars on this guy. Dang it, just one little sliver of health. That's okay. Give me that juice. Oh, he dodged it. Yeah, he's probably the most annoying boss Nega because he actually has a dodge. He can escape combos and that shit. Nega actually does that move in the boss fight where he picks up a block out of the ground. You're wondering like why his paint did that. I think the burst bonus though is exclusive to the paint. I don't think there's any point in the boss fight. Is that? All right. The crystal circuit is pretty nice because we don't have invincibility frames and yeah. Normally you use current arc against this, but since I'm in circuit mode, doing this without getting the heals is pretty annoying. During cable, which is right now, cable, bit, and crash, we can do the animation cancel trick with the punches to defeat those phases super fast because he's on the ground. For an amount of time when that happens, like right here. Pretty good stuff. Dip as well. Use the D-pad for that just because doing that with a D-pad is way easier than a joystick. I didn't mean to go above him, but it worked. Nice. Let's go. 105. Alright, we can skip that because that's the crystal gauntlet, but just doing the circuit crystal itself doesn't do it. But if you want to do the normal crystal circuit fight that we do in Arc 2 in the boss rush, you can. Alright, I can be a lot more liberal with my attacks here, because we don't have to fight Commander Circuit after Colonel here. I'm gonna go ahead and punch down Burst Shield here, so that way I can get the bonus damage. Nice. Easy peasy. It's an easy fight when you don't have to be careful. It is meant to be a pre-final boss fight, so makes sense that it's pretty simple. All right, here we go. Final fight in the boss rush. I'll go ahead and switch to nullifying layer here, just in case. We have full health for this, so I'm not too worried about losing this fight here. Nice. Now that. You. Nice. Let's go. Under a minute. And I'll split on 8 away. Nice. All right, now for the final part. We're going to have to collect whatever we missed in terms of data chips. And that armor paint we got right there is the ultimate armor. It gives us the properties of every single other armor upgrade except for this one. This is one you can find. This is the practice room where you can practice your combos and stuff. That one is called Fading Onyx. It, I believe, doubles the damage that's done to you. It's basically just for people who want to do like a super duper hard mode, because you can play on hard mode and use Fading Onyx and then get completely obliterated by anything. But I'm going to go ahead and do the intro stage twice here. And grind some bits, and then hopefully we're going to buy everything. I think there's a few enemies I missed, but it's not a huge deal. I'm going to keep nullifying layer on. I'm going to switch this to Magnetic Cassie though. So we get to use everything here, so we're gonna absolutely destroy the intro stage. It does include the Onyx effect. It's 1.2 damage. That's what the developer said when they were here. Like, I don't think it's as much damage as the Fading Onyx, unless Fading Onyx is only 1.2. I'm not entirely sure. I would have to look back at that stream. Let's see, they released it in December, so I'm pretty sure that VOD's still available on Twitch. If you want to look at it. It would be near the end when I got it. This is a little sneak peek into the next run we're doing too, by the way, because after this I'm going to do a New Game Plus run. I wanted to do 2 100% runs, but unfortunately I just did too terribly in this one to have the time to do that, plus a New Game Plus run. Alright, so what I'm going to do is try to get a perfect on this boss fight, because if I get a perfect, I get plus 2,000, plus all the stuff we got during the stage as well. So, this boss fight's actually going to last more than 5 seconds than it does normally. I actually get to see his attacks. It's crazy. Woo, that was close. He did it, though. Gonna have to do this one more time, I think. It almost makes me wish that, like... Use the laser? Does the laser defeat him faster, though? I almost wish that it was part of the rules that we didn't have to purchase everything and just have everything unlocked. Cause this kind of sucks. Having to do like this grind at the end if you don't have enough money. But I guess it's not truly 100% then if you don't have everything unlocked. Armor paint you're using? This is the ultimate blend. It's a combination of all the other armor paints. You know what, I think I know. I think I missed one in Medley's stage now that I think about it. So we're for sure gonna have to go back. But I've got the wiki open, so I know which enemies I missed. Yo, thanks for the good luck, Ligma. Oh, man. The names, bro. Never cease to amaze me. And I missed the perfect. Nice. Real good. Oh, Lime Gus, sorry. Not Ligma. I totally said that wrong. My bad, dude. Oh, shit. Well, I mean, I'm looking at the game, I look back at the screen, and I see LIG, and I'm like, oh my god. Really, a new viewer, I never said good luck in here before? I guess not, because you got the new viewer tag when you sent a message. There we go. That was embarrassing. All right, I imagine that this is going to be enough. You need 78,080, but we've already bought a bunch of things, including the armor paints, which is a good portion of that, so. I think we're good, money-wise, but we're going to find out. I don't know if we're going to get sub 2 hours either. Ah, dude. Well, I mean, like, IGT, yeah, but. Whatever. What's that badge you have, Lemga? Gold Pixel Heart? What's that from? Alright, did I talk to this guy? We're gonna go ahead and go around and talk to all the characters. This guy, and this guy. Over here, I think we talked to Paint, like we got Paint Lady's thing. I don't know if we got Nurse's thing. While I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and purchase shit. Don't have to come back, that's everything. And techniques. Bye. Oh, I already have that. Bye. Yay. Yeah, I think we have enough for everything. Together for good? Oh, that's cool. Also, this game is sick because you get to pet the dogs. Woo! Best game ever! It is really cool, though, and the developer told me that they added this in the game so that they could get on the Pet the Dog TikTok. Or not TikTok, Twitter. Like the Can You Pet the Dog Twitter. And I think that's hilarious. Hey, what's up, Verge? Been a while since I've seen you. Currently at the tail end of a Gravity Circuit 100% run. We're just collecting all of the things. I'm gonna have to go back in some stages and defeat some enemies. Alright, let's see how many shots it's gonna take me to get the basketball here. Not one. I did it first try, my last run I did. It was pretty sick. I talk to this guy again. He drops his. And then I'm gonna come back out because he's gonna drop that. Let's see who we're missing. We're missing 18, which I think is the one that I miss all the time. 18, 31. 18, 31, 41. I might as well just buy all these while I'm here. I'm in the menu. Whoops. Did I buy all these? I did. So, let's see, 18, 31, and 41. 18's the Junk Creeper. Dude, I always miss this one. I've never gotten this one on first try. I know exactly where it is. 31 is a Spring Hopper. Wait, is that the big guy? No, that's also in Medley stage. Okay, I'll have to see who 41 is too. Is the run going well? It's going. I have to go back in stages and defeat some enemies to get their research points, and that always adds time and is never good. Please defeat him. Thank you. It's just random France, whether he drops or not. Thankfully, there's one right at the beginning. There we go. We got him. Thankfully, we can click right out. And then we have to go to Medley stage for sure. 41's the Omni-Shot turret. Oh, yep. That's the one I figured I was gonna miss. Arc 3 has a great place to farm him. But we need to go into Medley stage first. Literally, the viewer retention on this video is gonna drop off so hard at this part. And we're gonna pass by the 2 hours, and it's gonna be so sad. Thankfully, it's all these enemies that are, like, right at the beginning of these. I was around anyway? Nice. What, game did you run? Come on, drop the thing, please. Thank you. Then we just gotta run into Arc 3. Then we're done. Well, we have to purchase the stuff. Oh, I was the host? Oh, awesome. For what runs? I might check him out. It's a game I know. Do, 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 do. Well, if you're a GDQ hotfix host, any chance I can get PO6 back on it? I've been looking for ways to contact Wolfenstein and Sonic 1. Ooh, I might check out the Sonic 1. I really like the Sonic 1 speedrun. Probably check it out while I'm working after the stream here. Okay. Let's buy these. Okay, I think I did one extra intro stage. I only need to do the intro stage one time. One extra time. And there we go. That should be 100%. 137 on the IGT. Let's go to the title screen. Oh! Does it still count? I think it still counts. Yeah, it still counts. That was Gravity Circuit. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope the 100% run I just did it justice. Check out Onyx Hunter as well. They're Onyx Hunter 25 on YouTube. They're very good at this game and also do 100% runs. But other than that, thank you all so much for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.